that the silent majority in that city, in that society, its sympathies turn towards these revolutionaries. What are they doing? What have they done to Bilal? What was his crime? Did he steal something? Or did he attack someone? No, nothing. He is being persecuted only because he believes in one God and believes in Muhammad, that he is the messenger of God. Now you can imagine what would be the reaction. Silent majority is silent, but not deaf. It is dumb, can't speak. They don't have the courage to stand up and say, this is right, this is wrong. No, they don't have it. They are accustomed to obeying their masters and their leaders. But within their hearts, they have the sympathy for those who are facing this, bearing this. And this was actually, in the later stages, this was the deciding factor to people who went to fight against these Muslims when the armed conflict started. From within, they believed that Muhammad and his companions are the cream of our society. With whom are we fighting? With Muhammad, his character. With Abu Bakr, his character. They are the cream of our society. So that was one of the factors of the success during the last stage of armed conflict. Now there was an incident which happened through divine intervention. In the 10th year after the beginning of this mission, number one, Khadija, the wife, the only wife, 15 years older, she died. She was a rich woman. And she had supported Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So there was a consoling wife at home, and she has gone. Number two, his uncle, Abu Talib, he had not come to believe and embrace Islam. But because it was a tribal society, he was supporting his nephew, because he was the chief of the clan of Banu Hashim. So the whole tribe of Banu Hashim was supporting him and protecting him. He also died in the year 10th after the beginning of the mission. And Muhammad said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this is for us the year of grief, Amul Huzn. And now, the chief of Banu Hashim was Abu Lahab, who was the bitterest enemy. So now the decision was taken to eliminate Muhammad, kill him. Now there was no danger that the infighting would start among the Quraysh and that Banu Hashim will stand in revolt. No. He went to Taif in search of an alternate base. He met the three chieftains of Taif, presented before them the dawah, and asked them, if you believe in me, and if you promise to support me, I can shift to Taif. Living at Makkah is no more possible for me. All the three rejected, humiliated him, used abusive language. And when he wanted to return, the street urchins, they were given the green signal. Teach him a lesson. Now they were pelting stones on him, and his body was bleeding. He had with him only one of his companions. He was a slave, but then he had freed him and he had adopted him as a son. Anyhow, this was the saddest day in the life of Muhammad. And when he came back empty-handed from Taif, he couldn't enter Mecca. He sought the protection of some chieftain, other clans. One by one, two refused, the third accepted. And under his protection he entered Mecca. This was the condition, Brother Faris, this was the condition. After 10 years, longest and hardest work of dawah, of tabligh, of no less a person than Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But then the divine intervention came. During the Hajj season the same year, some people from the Khazraj tribe of Medina, they accepted Islam. When they went back to Medina, they propagated. Next year they were 15. And they said, send with us some of your disciples who can teach us Quran, the basis of the ideology. Then Mus'ab bin Umair, a young man, he was sent with them. And sometimes after another blind companion, he was sent, Abdullah ibn Maktoum. And in 1 year, most of the chieftains of both the main tribe of Medina, the Khazraj and the Aus, they embraced Islam. Muhammad has not stepped there even now. All the work was being done by his two companions. There were 3 Jewish tribes over there. And 2 were the real Arab, original Arab tribes, Aus and Khazraj. The majority of the people, because the leaders of the clans, they accepted. So in a way, these both tribes accepted Islam. And then they said, oh Muhammad, come to us. So the alternate base was provided by Allah. Muhammad had not thought of Medina or Yasrib. It was called Yasrib. Later on it was Medina to Nabi, city of the Prophet. And briefly we called it only Medina. Now he had a base. All the people who had embraced Islam at Mecca, it was declared imperative on them that they have to make hijrah. Come here. Leave your homes and hearts. Even if you have to leave your families back. This hijrah. So that all the force is gathered at one place. So that it can become a base for a launching and assault on Mecca. Now here, but Brother Kaya didn't agree with me. I brought, the list of the 8 expeditions. Muhammad took only 6 months to consolidate his position at Medina. Building of the mosque, it was the government house, it was the parliament, it was the school for teaching, it was a monastery for the purification of souls. It was the center of that all activity. Number 2, the brotherhood between people who were coming from Mecca. They were Quraysh. The tribe was different. It was a tribal society. And here who have embraced Islam,